Hey guys, in this video I will show you how to find missing components when you're talking about forces. Okay, so this will be an exercise in physics, a common type of exercise in physics. So let's take a look at the first example. And of course this is my friend over here who will assist if the need arises. How you doing? Alright, let's take a look. Let's write down the first quantity that is given to us. It says the following. Find the components of a displacement which, when added to a displacement of 7I minus 4j, will give a resultant displacement of 5I minus 3j. Okay? So what we have is a vector equation that tells us the following. There is a vector we don't know, we will call it A, and A added to this vector gives that vector. So A plus 7I minus 4j gives a new vector that is 5I minus 3j. So remember, the I and the j are the unit vectors along each of the axes. So this is the equation to be solved. Of course, a vector equation looks nice when it's written, very compact. But when you actually solve it, you've got to solve it in component form. So let's take the a here and write it as ax for the x component of a. And to that now you add the x component of this vector, which is 7. And that has to be the x component of the resultant, which is 5. Then we have the y component of a, which we don't know, but we add to with the y component of this one here, so that's a -4, and that has to be equal to the -3. So now we have this, and we're making really solid progress. The next move is simply to observe the following. These are simple linear equations, so x equals 5 minus 7, which is -2. And y component of a is -3 plus 4, which is +1. So these are the components that are missing. Okay, this is the vector a. So now we can express the vector a as -2i plus 1j this way. Okay. This is our missing vector. And for some people who might be a little more visual, you may also represent this in terms of a picture, because that might be super helpful to those of you who like graphs and pictures. So the way to do it is as follows. What we have is this. I'll draw an xy coordinate system. And now you should perhaps do anyway, just to review the fundamentals of these kinds of, constructions, coordinate systems. So what we have is mark your vector here, okay, 7i minus 4j. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then minus 4j means 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are the components of that vector, this one and this one. And then let's take a look. Mark the vector components -2i and 1j, so that's 2 this way and 1 up. Okay? So it's this vector here that we have found, together with the original vector, which looks like this. When you add this vector and that vector, what you get is the resultant, and the resultant is 5i minus 3j. And that's the whole problem. This is the missing vector, and this is the picture to go with the exercise. Thank you for watching, and don't forget, smile.